South Florida's coastal communities are on the tip of the spear for sea level rise, for tourism that grows the economy, and how to manage development.
Joe Geller of Aventura, the current state representative for District 106, he is term limited, and the two candidates running to succeed him could not be more different. Democrat Jordan Leonard of Bay Harbor Islands, former mayor there for many years, held other roles in public service as well in Miami-Dade County, Florida House, head of the Homestead Community Redevelopment Agency. The Republican candidate, whom you see there on the left, is former TV actor, entrepreneur, and political newcomer Fabian Basabe. Fabian and Leonard, Jordan, thank you so much for being here.
Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
So let's start with Fabian. Let's start with you, because you are a political newcomer, and I've seen some of the things that you've put out, and you're proud of that. That's kind of your platform. So I want to get a sense of what you both would bring to the district and to the state. So Fabian, let's start with you.
Okay. Good morning again. So I've been working at this for a little over a year, and I know I get targeted a lot because the message on the other side is that I might not have the experience. Well, I've paid my dues this year by earning the respect of voters and respect of my local elected leaders. I am boots on the ground all day, sun up, first one out of the house, last one home. I've got a great team. I am working to make tomorrow better than yesterday. I grew up in this paradise. I love this city. I love all the cities in this district. I grew up in Bay Harbor. I live in Miami Beach. My family's part of the infrastructure of this town. And I noticed that in this paradise, people are smiling less and less. And that's just not okay. And I'm in a position to do something about it.
Okay, so we are definitely, you know, we talk quick here on television, so we can get a lot in with you. So we're going to talk about better tomorrows and smiles. Jordan Leonard, what would you bring to District 106 and to the state?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. One of the things I think is important is District 106 has 10 cities in the district, more than any other in the entire county. There's only 34 cities in the whole county. Having a municipal background is important because protecting home rule is a top priority for the district. Having 10 cities in the district, you know, anyone who knows about municipal government knows about home rule, knows about preemptions. Most importantly, we need to talk about infrastructure. We need to talk about sustainability. We need to talk about sea level rise, windstorm insurance. These are really important issues. And these are all issues that you just don't, you know, read a book and say, I'm going to do it. You actually have to have a baseline knowledge, and working in the community is great, but also having a background in policy and a background, not just being a mayor, but as a former administrator. You know, you see these problems firsthand. You know, my last job, I oversaw 200 employees, and I oversaw a police department, finance, building, public works. I tell people on the campaign trail, I'll be the first state legislator who knows how to change out a water meter. You know, I don't think that you have to be able to know how to do that to be a legislator, but having that knowledge, I think puts me at the top to be able to solve problems that impact everyone's day-to-day lives in this community.
Yeah, Jordan, we will stipulate that you have a lot of experience in government, and that is a good thing. Fabian, you have presented yourself in person and in your campaign literature as a moderate Republican. You want to reach across the aisle, and to your credit, you and Jordan agreed not to run any attack ads in the campaign, and you have not, so more power to you. But here's my question. If you were elected, and you go to Tallahassee and you say, hey, I'm a moderate Republican, they're going to eat you up, because the legislature, the House of Representatives, is dominated by very conservative Republicans. How would you sort of get your point across if you say, I'm a moderate Republican?
So this is exactly the point. I have been running the same campaign since the beginning, and I have built relationships, understanding my mission. You have to understand in politics, both sides. The world's gotten so big with social media access, and they're both, you know, the political theater on both sides has gotten larger. And I am not backed by any special interest groups. So I am not forced to just vote down party line. I can say what needs to be said. And I think that helps both sides, because both sides, when you take special interest money, you're kind of limited to what you can say. And being self-funded gives me an independent voice. Knowing this message, this is something both sides can use to help soften and tone down some of this theater. And I already have the endorsement of the incoming Speaker of the House and the support of my entire freshman class. These are the people who are going to be seconding my motions, helping me get through committees. I've got senators. I've even earned the respect and relationship of people on the Democratic
Fabian,
side.
excuse
So,
me.
I mean, I'm doing what
Excuse me. Let me jump in. We understand that you have associations, and that's all to the good. Let's talk about issues. What is the main issue driving you to go to Tallahassee?
Well, the main issue is it's a bit broad, but what this position allows me to do is use the access and relationships I have to actually deliver for the district.
To deliver
we have
what?
A super,
what are you talking about? Cost of
well,
living,
what this does,
infrastructure?
all of it. We bring back our cost of living increases. We bring back money. I'm in the process. I got the governor's office to call a local Democrat mayor in my district who's going to be endorsing the governor. We're fast tracking a $60 million resiliency bill. This is money we need. If you watch our former, who just retired, our former rep, he was able in his whole course to only bring in 30 million total. They are not doing business with what they identified the Democratic Party as an ideal extremist party now. They're not recognizing it as, they don't recognize it as the Democratic Party of yesteryear.
All right, let me bring Jordan into this conversation, because I think what I hear you saying, Fabian, is that, well, of course you're going to have the support and endorsement of the incoming speaker and all the Republicans. That's sort of an expected thing. But excuse me. I want to bring Jordan Leonard into this, because I want to talk about a couple of issues. A lot of bipartisan things went on in Tallahassee over this session that didn't get much press because of the culture war issues, which kind of sucked up all the oxygen in the room, and to some deservedly so. Things like abortion restrictions and restrictions on how teachers teach certain subjects like race and like sexual education. So Jordan Leonard, that's what you'll be stepping into should you win the seat in a minority party. And I want to give you an opportunity to talk about how you might find footing there for your issues.
Yeah, it's interesting. Being in the minority, you have to be honest about what you can accomplish. Fighting for what you believe in is important, and I will do that. But on those issues, we're going to lose. Can you tweak things and try to make them just a little bit better? Yes. And some of the Democratic members have been able to work across the aisle, and I'll be one of those members that does the same thing. But, make no mistake about it, no freshman Democrat or freshman Republican has the ability to single-handedly wave a magic wand. It just doesn't work like that. And I wish it did, but it didn't. The rationale behind saying I'm going to be the Republican and I'm going to be able to magically make things change because that's the way it works. That's like saying that you should pick your attorney not because of the most qualified, but because they went to the same law school as the judge. You make decisions like that, you're going to be spending a lot of time in a correctional institution thinking about your mistakes.
All right. Well, let me jump. I beg your pardon. Let me jump in here. No, you both have more things to say. We need to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with more from you guys in just a minute. Welcome back on the Sunday. We are having a lively conversation with the two candidates in State House District 106, that is roughly from Fisher Allen north up towards Aventura. Fabian Basabe, I need to ask you an obvious question. You knew this one is coming. In 2020, you and your young son were down at the swimming pool in the building where you live, and a neighbor took a photograph of your son. And it enraged you so much that you grabbed the phone, threw it in the pool, and then you were subject to arrest for felony sudden snatching. It was later knocked down to a misdemeanor. But what does that incident tell you or tell voters about your temperament, about your ability to sort of be in a tough situation?
Well, that's actually been asked and answered many times in the media. I will never apologize for defending my family. That entire incident has been exaggerated. But the interesting point you bring is that that's the question that I'm invited to answer. Except this is the more important part. By default, I bring more funding because I'm part of the majority party. And the Parents' Rights in Education bill, I'm already working with 2 House members and a Senate member that are going to help me rewrite. I'm going to create an amendment for lines 97 to 102 that are the ones that pinch a community that I love and live amongst in the city that I grew up in. Number 2, I have tremendous respect for women. And the fact that women in my district are walking around thinking that their rights are under attack is unacceptable to me. I will fight for their rights.
Yeah.
And my opponent might say we can't do much,
Fabian,
but guess what? We can.
I beg your pardon. I'm just going to have to. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
going to have to jump in here because, you know, we'd like to hear what you're saying, but you're not answering my question. You snatched
Okay,
a
so let me
woman's
answer that.
phone out of her hand and threw it
Okay.
in a swimming pool, and that, you know, to a lot of people, that is just unacceptable behavior.
Okay, so let me get back to that. The incident lasted a little over an hour. I was with my family and friends at the pool in my building where I live, where I've lived for a very long time. And because that's actually been questioned once or twice. And arranged by the office, we were by the pool minding our business during the quarantine time when we were allowed to have 10 people maximum. We were a group of 8. A condo commando came down, started filming us, started harassing us within 6 feet, not wearing a mask, mind you, and we're not wearing it properly, half down, whatever it is. And we had asked her to stop. Now, I have my child, underage, without a shirt on. I have some high profile guests. I'm always going to be a target, and I'm okay with that. But because of the people that were there, Oscar-winning celebrities, things like that, I don't know where this is going. This is going to get viral. I don't know this person. Activism has to stop. It's intrusive, it's dangerous, and it's fine if it's on me. Attack me all day. But they included my son. I asked her repeatedly to stop. Yeah. She didn't. I did a 2-finger grab. I threw it into the bay. I told her she was not keeping that recording.
Got
Happily,
it.
I would
Got
buy
it.
her a new
Got it.
phone.
We got to go. Jordan, Leonard, our apologies.
Yeah.
The television time here is just a mere snippet of what viewers can learn from you. We hope to have you back at some point, and I hope you will join us, and we thank you both for your time.
Gentlemen, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.